nightly care for Mr. Jackson, according to the information that you had. Is that accurate?
Yes.
During that same time period, April, May, and June, were packages addressed to Conrad Murray delivered to your apartment?
Yes.
Did you have any advance notice from Conrad Murray that packages were going to be delivered in his absence?
In most cases, yes.
And what did he say to you?
That he was going to be receiving something, that if there was a knock at the door, that it was going to be a delivery, if I could retrieve it for him.
You live in an apartment, correct?
Yes.
Does that apartment have a locked lobby access, or can anyone simply go up to your door?
It's locked lobby access.
So you would have to be notified that there was a delivery, and then you would buzz them into the building, and they would be able to go to your front door?
I'm not sure how they get in, but they're able to come directly to the door without me giving them direct access.
Do you have a doorman?
No.
So did delivery people just end up at your front door, and you don't know how they got into the building?
That's always the common practice for UPS or FedEx, yes.
So just those particular delivery people would have access, correct?
Yeah.
So Dr. Murray advised you that he was going to be expecting shipments, and they would be coming to your apartment, and you should be on the lookout for them, correct?
Yes.
Did he give you any details or information about what was contained in the packages?
No.
Were you assuming they were medical supplies of some sort?
No.
Overruled, the answer remains.
Did you have any sense of what these packages contained?
No.
Did you open them?
No.
Did Dr. Murray tell you not to open them?
No.
Did you need to sign for the packages that came to your residence?
Yes.
Was Dr. Murray also receiving mail at your apartment during this time period?
Yes.
Was his name on the mailbox?
I'm not sure.
You told us that some of the packages were actually delivered by a person to your front door. Were some of the packages also left in a common area?
At times they do leave packages in a common area.
In
Yes.
this particular instance, during this time frame that I'm referring to, April, May, and June of 2009, did you retrieve packages addressed to Conrad Murray that were left in the common area of your apartment complex?
I do recall once or twice. I would always check the lobby to see if there's anything there for myself or Conrad. And I do recall picking up a package in the lobby area.
And you didn't ask him what was in these packages, did you?
No.
You would just alert him to the fact that a delivery had come when you saw him so that he would be aware of the arrival of the package?
Yes.
Your Honor, I have a series of documents. They are all FedEx receipts. I'm not sure what People's Next is, Your Honor, if the court could assist me.
56.
People's what, Your Honor? I'm sorry.
56.
56, thank you.
Is that correct, Mrs. Benson?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I have a FedEx document bearing the date of April 28th. May it be marked People's 56. I have another FedEx document dated dated May 1st, 2009. May it be marked People's 57. I have another FedEx document dated May 13th. May it be marked People's 58. I have a document, a FedEx receipt dated May 15th. May it be marked People's 59. I have a FedEx receipt marked July 11th, 2009. May it be marked People's 60. And finally,
July 11th?
June 11th, Your Honor.
Maybe I misheard.
Thank you for the
I just wanted to clarify.
Thank you for the clarification, Your Honor.
Thank you.
People's
June 11th.
People Exhibit 60 bears the date of June 11th, 2009, and People 61, another FedEx receipt bearing the date of June 16th, 2009. May it be marked People 61.
Thank you. People's 56 through 61.
Ms. Alvarez, I'm going to show you a series of documents that you've seen before and ask you some questions about them. Your Honor, may I ask the court to turn down the lights a bit? Thank you,
Mrs.
Mrs.
Benson.
Benson. Ms. Alvarez, are you able to see the document that has been previously marked as People's Number 56 on the screen to your right?
Yes.
And this document is a FedEx receipt, and it bears a recipient address of 1540 6th Street, apartment 404 in Santa Monica, and it indicates the recipient, Nicole Alvary, and I believe that's your last name spelled incorrectly with a Y. It also has Conrad Murray, MD, as to the recipient. Do you recall signing for this FedEx receipt that came to your apartment on April 29th of 2009?
Not specifically, no.
Do you recognize the signature that is contained there in the middle section of the exhibit?
No.
But that is your correct address as of June of 2009, and actually as of April 29th, 2009. Is that accurate?
Yes.
And this label or this FedEx receipt looks familiar as to receipts that you did receive at your residence during that time frame?
Yes.
People's 57. Ms. Alvarez, do you also recognize your name and address on People's Number 57, a Federal Express receipt bearing the date of May 1st, 2009?
Yes.
Did you receive shipments from FedEx during this time period, May 1st, 2009, or do you remember?
From FedEx, I don't recall the specific company that was delivering the packages, but I do remember receiving shipments, yes.
And you were receiving them on a fairly regular basis throughout April, May, and June. Is that accurate?
Not every day, but it was every now and then, yeah.
People's Number 58. Same questions, Ms. Alvarez. Do you recognize your name, Conrad Murray's name, and your address on this Federal Express receipt that's dated May 13th, 2009?
Yes.
Do you recognize the signature in the box in the middle? It looks to be M-A-G, perhaps an M. Do you recognize that signature?
No.
Do you have any idea who would have signed for that package?
No.
And you told us in some instances packages were left in the common area and could have been signed for by someone who worked at the building or anyone else. Is that accurate?
It's accurate to say that I know that packages were left in the lobby area. Yes.
But you just don't really know who always signed for them, did you?
No.
People's Number 59. Do you recognize this Federal Express receipt? It's dated May 15th, 2009. Also has your name and Conrad Murray's name and your address. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
It is a similar document to those shipping receipts for other packages that you've received on behalf of Conrad Murray at your apartment?
Yes.
People's Number 60. This FedEx receipt is dated June 11th, 2009, and it indicates here in the middle that it was signed for by N. Nicole. Do you recognize the signature where my red pointer is indicating?
Yes.
You're laughing. Is that your signature?
It's very sloppy, yes.
But it is your signature?
I do recognize that, yes.
And this receipt also has your name, Conrad Murray's name, and your address as the recipient of this document, this shipment, correct?
Yes.
And finally, People 61. This FedEx receipt is dated June 16th, 2009. And this one also has your name, Conrad Murray's name, and your apartment location. And it's also a FedEx receipt that you recognize as being similar in appearance to all of the other receipts reflecting the shipments that went to your apartment. Is that correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I ask that the lights be turned on again?
Thank you.
Ms. Alvarez, besides yourself and Conrad Murray and, of course, your young son, was anyone else living at your apartment during the months of April, May, and June of 2009?
No.
Ms. Alvarez, I'd like to turn now to June 25th of 2009. You told us that you had a cell phone number and a home number. I don't think we need to turn the lights down, Your Honor. I think we can see it without. Ms. Alvarez, I'd like to direct your attention to the exhibit that's previously been marked as People's Number 52. And I'd like to direct your attention to the telephone call at 1:08 p.m. Do you recognize the 310-310-8070 number to be your cell phone number on June 25th of 2009?
I don't remember that being my cell phone number.
Was it your residence number, perhaps?
I believe so, yes.
One moment, please. Is your seat okay? Affirmative? All right, thank you. You may.
Your Honor, Mr. Walgren has advised me that I missed one of the Federal Express receipts. May I have People's next, please?
62.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a FedEx receipt bearing the date of April 8th, 2008. 2009. May it be marked People's 62?
It is.
Ms. Alvarez, I apologize. I have an additional FedEx receipt. Do you recognize this Federal Express receipt dated April 8th, 2009? It also has your address and your name and Conrad Murray's name.
Yes.
Do you recognize that? Do you also see...
I'm sorry, yes?
Yes.
Do you see the signature area? Is that yours?
Yes.
to the phone chart. People's Exhibit number 52. Ms. Alvarez, we were focusing on the phone call at 1:08 p.m., and you indicated that you recognize the 310-310-8070 as a phone number that you had in June of 2009. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Do you recall receiving a telephone call from Conrad Murray on June 25th at 1:08 p.m.?
Specifically at 1:08 p.m., I don't recall that specific phone call, but I did speak to him on that date, yes.
And is that when he advised you that he was in the ambulance and there was something wrong with Mr. Jackson?
Objection leading. Sustained.
Did Mr. Murray advise you that he was en route to the hospital when you spoke with him in the afternoon on June 25th of 2009?
Objection leading. Sustained.
Ms. Alvarez, did you speak with him, Conrad Murray, on June 25th of 2009?
Yes.
Do you recall the conversation?
Yes.
Was it a brief conversation?
Yes.
What did he tell you?
I remember him telling me that he was on the way to the hospital in the ambulance with Mr. Jackson, and for me not to be alarmed because that he didn't want me to be worried because he knew that I would learn this through the news.
And you'd be upset.
Yeah.
And did you also receive phone calls from Conrad Murray later that afternoon? For example, 3:58 p.m., 4:31 p.m., 4:32 p.m., and 5:02 p.m.?
I don't remember if I received phone calls or if I was calling him at that time. There was a lot
Going on.
Yeah.
Did you recall, or do you recall, that you spoke with him during the afternoon time of June 25th of 2009? For example, were you able to reach him?
I don't remember if I was able to reach him or not. I don't remember.
At some point later that day, did Conrad Murray arrive back at your apartment in Santa Monica?
Yes.
Do you know how he arrived there?
No.
He just basically showed up?
Yes.
May I have a moment?
You may.
Thank you, Ms. Alvarez. I have no further questions.
Ms. Brazil, thank you. Cross-examination by the defense.
No question, Your Honor.
Gorgian? All right, thank you. Ms. Brazil, Mr. Gorgian, may Ms. Alvarez step down and be excused subject to recall, Ms. Brazil?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Gorgian?
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Alvarez, I want to thank you for your testimony. Please do not discuss your testimony or the facts of the case with any other witness until we finish the trial. And while you may step down and leave, you are to remain on call, and that means you're subject to recall up until the end of the trial. Acceptable?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Ms. Brazil, Mr. Walker.
Thank you, Your Honor. The people call Tim Lopez.